My name is Cheryl Riviere. I'm the Program Director of the Living Classrooms Foundation Fresh Start Program. Currently, we have 15 students enrolled, and that's a combination of young males and young females ages 16 and 19. Serve anywhere from about a max of 60 students per year. Most young people who ended up at Fresh Start, they're referred from the Department of Juvenile Services, and what that means is that they have been found fact sustained on some sort of crime they may have committed. And in the juvenile system, they are not found guilty, but they're found fact sustained. So it might be anything from misdemeanor to a felony. Yes, most definitely home life do affect the students' performance in the program and in society on a whole. In fact, I was just meeting with the staff and we were talking about attendance, and what we realized was that the youth who parents were more involved were the youth who were coming on a more consistent basis versus the youth who we have never heard from their parents at all. For example, we had a young man who was enrolled in the program. He's been enrolled with our program, I say, about 4 to 5 months, and we have not had any contact with his parent until yesterday for the first time, and she was letting us know that she couldn't attend the meeting because he was risking being terminated. So she said, well, I can't attend this meeting and he can't attend this meeting because he has to help me do something. Now, we had never had any contact with this young man's parents in the whole about 4 months that he was in the program. So her lack of involvement and her lack of, I guess, interest in his well-being has caused him to not be as interested or as focused in the program. Oh, yes, most definitely. There's certain things like there's this thing called adverse childhood experiences, and they talk about children who have been affected by bad childhood experiences have caused them to be depressed, have caused them to probably suffer from post-traumatic stress, have caused them to have ODD, with the oppositional defiant disorder. So a lot of times experiences do affect the development of a young person, and those experiences may affect their mental processes, in which they're not able to process whether something is wrong or right. So I was just looking at a case last night, whereas at 8 years old, this young boy in Florida, he and his friend went joyriding. They stole a car, they went joyriding, stole his grandmother's car, joyriding. They hit into all this car, caused all this drama. And at 8 years old, they asked him why he did it, and he said, oh, I just wanted to do some hood rat stuff with my friends. And that's why I took the car, because it was fun. He said sometimes doing bad stuff is fun. So then they track him an additional couple years afterwards, and he was in middle school. And he was doing a little bit better a couple years later. Then they tracked him recently as a 17-year-old, and he was being arrested for carjacking. So his mental processes at that time, you could see something was going on, and it definitely did at some point affect his decision making. Well, it affects their lives a lot, because if they continue to do this, then what happens is they end up in the adult facility, you know. So at some point, like, that's why we call it a fresh start. At some point, if they don't try to make a fresh start or a change in their negative decision making, most of the time they end up being adults doing the same thing and ending up in an adult correctional facility. So Fresh Start, we work with young males and young females, ages 16 to 19. With the females, we teach them coding, computer coding, as a medium to teach a variety of vocational, academic, and social skills. For the young men, we use woodworking as that medium to teach those different skills. So we provide them a very structured environment in which they can see positive role models and model behaviors so that they can move to be successful. So we put a lot of things in place for them that would hopefully help them have a sustained success. So and we help them get their high school diplomas. We guarantee them employment before they leave the program. We just took like 3 young people and their parents to get them IDs today. One of our young women passed one part of the GED test. So we have a lot of interventions in place to try to help them become successful. But it all depends on that individual. You know what I mean? They have to be willing to change and willing to make those small steps in order to live a successful life. Better school systems. Stop trying to have a one-size-fits-all methodology to serving young people. Because with that, not all young people are going to go to college. Not all young people are not going to go to college. But try to create interventions in the school system that accommodates various learning styles. We got to start there. We have to start with trying to have a more, to teach more. You know, when I was in school, they taught me how to be a good person. You had to be kind, you had to be this, you had to be that. I think that has gone from the school system a little bit, like teaching those basic manners. I remember teachers used to say all the time, mind your manners, even in high school. I remember that, and I think that needs to come back. Those sort of old traditional ways of teaching need to come back into the school system, in addition to making sure you have different interventions in the school to accommodate various learning styles. It's not a one-size-fits-all at all.